Hello everyone, welcome to part 8, the final part of Mega Man 02. In the last part, we went through the temples of Neo Arcadia, and now we're heading to the final area itself. Which I'm going to say, like with all the Neo Arcadia levels, has kick-ass music. It's also home to a boss rush, which also had a bit of a weird glitch in terms of recording. It was during, I'm just gonna say right now, you'll see the title clip later on. But during the frog boss, remember him, with the Guardians, when I tried to fast forward it in the editing process, everything after was fast forwarded as well, which I couldn't seem to be able to fix, so I just put it back to its normal speed and completely edited it out. So you won't be seeing the actual boss fight. You'll still be seeing the dialogue before and after it, but no actual boss fight. That happens every now and then with Camtasia Studio 7 with me, but it only happens once in a while. I think the last time it happened was not Mega Man 7, I think X1. So, not many overall. Also, while you're in this stage, I highly recommend you try and fill your sub-tanks as much as possible, I mean. Because you're going to be needing a lot of that energy for the final boss, for the final boss's first form, if you're not used to him, but like I am. And with that S-rank glitch especially. And you might notice there's 3 this time. It's always 3 for each room. So let's start the boss rush off, shall we? With Master Elpizo and Master Dark Elf, the new world is ready to Where am I? Elpizo came and Baby Elf came. What I'm doing is... Well, that looked like a grammar fail there. Yeah, thankfully, these bosses, for some reason, are a lot faster to fight than the ones in 01. And they still, thankfully, drop energy, which would be kind of a dick move if they didn't. Oh, god damn it, it's you again. Can't you just die? Because I don't feel like fighting you anymore. I just realized he looks like a heart when he's doing that. With the combination of Master Elpizo and Master Dark Elf, the new world is ready to begin. It can't be. I didn't think my heart could be tricked by them. Foolish. Well, at least he knows what an idiot he's been. And now it's time for our old fluffy friend. We didn't get the voice the first time. Whoa, Master Elpizo, Master Dark Elf. The new world is ready. Where is Elpizo? What? What am I doing? So hot. Whoa. I know my hair is amazing, isn't it, Polar Comoros? But that's not all that's hot now. That was probably a very bad pun about the explosion, wasn't it? Thankfully, that's one thing I really do like about the Zero series is that you don't do the boss rush all at once. You do a bit of it, like at least half of it. Then you take a break, and then you do the next half of it, which I actually really do like, that idea. I wish more games did it, actually. But, sadly, they don't. By the way, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I really hate those guys that hang up in the air because they always seem to be able to hit me. And I've lost many an S rank to these fuckers. Luckily, I think that's one of the last ones in the game. Die, you mother... And now it's time for the second half of the boss rush, because there's only 6 bots to beat this time. Well, technically there's 7. But we'll get to that momentarily. The greatest thing, Ribbit, is is going to awaken again in this world, Ribbon. Our story is about to unfold. Master Elpizo, forever, Ribbon. And that's where the recorder or the editor weirded out. Ribbon! Where am I? What am I? What is love? And now, after I get this energy, it's time for something a bit unique in Mega Man, is that there's actually something completely different in this boss. It's not... And now we have something a bit different, of course. The greatest thing ever is ready to awaken. Another chapter in our glorious history begins. Master Elpizo forever. Let's go, little brother. Yes, brother. And now we learn that that red guy from 01 is actually the blue guy I was talking about halfway through the game. And this is the first time I've ever seen them actually pull a new boss into the boss rush in a Mega Man game, and I actually really like it. Although these guys' S skill, as I learned, is rather annoying. Now this boss in itself isn't that hard, just spam the ice chip, they go down like 9 hits. But that doesn't stop the fact that they are still a threat, especially with this attack. I didn't know how to avoid this, because remember, this is, as I said earlier, this is the first time I've ever had an S rank for this long, due to the weird glitch that's been happening. But what I think you're supposed to do is just hit that thing repeatedly, or hit it so you can dodge through it. I'm not too sure myself. But it is really cool to see them bring back a boss from a previous game. I think only this and 03 are the only Mega Man games I know for a fact do that, besides 10 and such. What happened? Brother, help me. It can't be. We were manipulated. Ugh. But yeah, aside from Mega Man 10 and Mega Man V on the Game Boy, not many games bring back bosses from previous games. There's Mega Man 9, there's partially Mega Man X8. And that's pretty much it. And now it's time for the final other boss. Mr. Tiger himself. Hi, Tony the Tiger. The greatest thing ever will soon awaken in this world. Master Elpizo forever. What? It can't be. Hey, what am I doing? That's for kicking my ass earlier on in the game. I didn't even show up, but I did die to that guy a couple times. I'm surprised, and that's actually, think about it. He's the root of the glitch, if I'm correct. And here I am, forgetting what's over there, so I stay around here for a bit, see if I can remember. And then homework interferes, and all I know, by the way, all I did remember what was over there before recording the commentary. It's an extra life, not that useful. Although, that one cyber elf I used that helped us in the Fatal Zone, the big green guy in the animal set, what he does is that he makes it so you don't get instantly killed by spikes. I think by lava as well, so that's pretty good. But they still really hurt. Then again, I think spikes getting shoved up people's feet and ass would really hurt. Either way, wouldn't it? Final energy pill in the game. Let's finish this off. Final boss corridor of 02. With the only time we actually get to see that kind of door, too. Elpizo! I've been waiting for you, Zero. Nothing is worse than having a show that no one comes to watch. Once I destroy the original X, I will be invincible. I won't let that happen. Oh shit. Okay, maybe I will. What the? Thank you for coming to my show. But I'm afraid that this is the real retirement of your friend. Time to die, X. and release the Dark Elf. And that is the end of X's original body from X's 1 through 8. I actually kinda cried when well, I didn't cry, but I was really sad when I saw this, because I kicked ass with that body for 8 games! No! And Zero's pissed. You motherfucker! I did it! I did it at last! I terminated the legendary hero. I destroyed X at last. And now, the Dark Elf no longer flickers. And apparently can grow wings. But the thing is, I think they only really use these wings in this scene. Maybe part of 03, I can't remember. The cutscenes of 03 or something I'm kind of sketchy on. Wonder what that would do to my HP. So now Elpizo's absorbing the baby and Dark Elves. Ah! Dude, you're pulsating. You're pulsating, that's never a good sign. Time for a manicure, dude, seriously. No dyeing your hair, no fair. And we have why this is my second favorite game song in the entire game. The first form of the final boss. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Zero. I'm going to terminate you, destroy all Neo Arcadia, and exterminate all the humans beings. What do you say? A world without humans. The world only for Reploids. Don't you think it will be paradise? Final boss against Elpizo, and this is probably the second hardest boss, if not the hardest boss in the game, if you're not prepared for it. He only takes about 7 charge, no wait, actually, maybe more like 8 charge strikes. And he can actually summon mooks, which you can actually use to recover your health, kinda like Sigma from X2. And I just spoiled the ending of X2. And then he'll actually do that attack every now and then where he sends out those balls. If those grab you, they will regenerate some of you. He'll take away your health and regenerate his. And here's his S attack, which is kind of underwhelming. And first form over. And if a second form is a spoiler, this can't be. I'm supposed to have become invincible. I'm supposed to have obtained the power that had nearly brought the world to destruction. It was not enough, Dark Elf. Give me more strength. Oh god, this animation again. It's Copy X all over again. Whoa, that's a blood-curdling scream, Elpizo. I have no idea what the fuck you just said. Final boss fight against, I was actually thinking about looking up what this guy is called off-screen. I'm actually gonna go do that right now. But as for a pattern, he has no real set pattern. He'll teleport around the room every once in a while and do some of his attacks. Some of which I think are based off just purely based off the elements. And it's kind of a disappointment, actually. The first form kicked my ass a lot as a child, but now I can kick its ass. But this form is just pathetically easy. You don't even need to use that top to get up to him like I think they may want you to do. You can just jump and charge attack. However, his teleportation. However, I do admit I do like the design of this boss. Because for some reason the X series has a thing, or not the X series, the Zero series has a thing with 2 of its final bosses being pretty much angels. I'm actually trying to look up what this thing is called. But with that, game over. I'm not getting anything for his name, and I still got an S rank through that weird glitch. Also, you awaken the proto form, which is pretty much, you take more damage, but you're more powerful. And I'm just gonna call that final Elpizo, Seraph Elpizo. Thank you, Zero. Thank you for stopping me. You saved me. I almost did something that can't be forgiven. Thank you so much. I was so weak-minded. I was so pathetic. Accepting your failures in life is a very difficult thing to do. I think that I've become a little stronger from this lesson. Time to say goodbye, Zero. Tell CL I'm sorry. I would feel sorry for him, but he was so much of an asshole towards the end, I just don't care. And now, she's become a being of light! Just like Kingdom Hearts. I feel worn. And, she turned him into a hacker cyber elf. Actually, fun fact, with an e-reader and in the collection of with 03, you can actually talk to this cyber elf in the resistance base, but he doesn't really say anything. It appears that she saved me. She is not evil. Thank you, Zero. And goodbye. And like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, unless you're playing an e-reader, or if you're using the Zero collection where you can unlock it through some things, but that is the last time you'll see Elpizo. And it appears that the Dark Elf knows us. And she leaves. She wasn't always called the Dark Elf. When she was born, she had a mission to save the world. She had another name. However, when her ability became a threat of the world destruction, they began to call her the Dark Elf, since someone called Dr. Vile placed a curse on her. Foreshadowing? I feel that I know her. Dark Elf. And that, my friends, is the end of Mega Man 02. And I gotta say, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. This is still my least favorite of the Zero series, however. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. The soundtrack is fantastic, the gameplay is still fantastic. And I gotta say, this is also my favorite credits theme of the series, tied for first, if not in front of the 04's credits theme. The character design is just fantastic in this. The music, as I mentioned before, is fantastic. The stage design is really what brings it down for me. Because some of the stages are just much more brutal than they should be, especially ones having to do with Fafnir. I hate that stage. And to be honest, I still think this is actually the hardest in the entire Zero series, especially on hard mode, which I have beaten. But this is also where the series begins to pick up for me, because, while I don't enjoy this as much as Zero 1, this begins to set the story, which is also fantastic, by the way, for Zero 3 and 4, because with that little blurb there about Dr. Vile, even though I know it's spelled Weil, but his name in Japan is Vile, so I'm just going to call him that. I'll mention this again in Zero 3 and 4 and onwards, because he'll be mentioned again there as well. He will be a very important character in the next game and the game afterwards. And the fact that they brought him up like that, as a cliffhanger almost, I just love. As a game itself, though, I still think that this is a very worthy successor to Zero 1. I may not have played this game until years after it came out. In fact, I think this was the second to last Zero game I actually played. I do still have it on cartridge, though. I have all 4 on cartridge on my Game Boy Advance, and on the DS collection. Which I actually have not mentioned much about the DS collection at this point. What the DS collection did is that it brought the games over to the DS, added an easy scenario where you could play them all at a much easier difficulty with all the Cyber Elves used, along with L4 individual games. And what I really like that they did is that they included all the e-reader extras for the Game Boy Advance versions as unlockables. And they did some stuff with the music that I actually really like the intro song for this entire series has been the intro stage to this game, in the DS collection, which is not remixed, but more like remastered. And I just love it to death. This game, while not my favorite in the series, in fact, I think this is probably one of my least favorite games having to do with Mega Man Zero or Mega Man X timeline in general. But it's still great. I highly recommend you try it out if you have a Game Boy Advance or a DS or a computer that can run an emulator. As long as you have a controller, because I cannot control things with keyboards anymore. I just can't. And by the way, like I said earlier, as for why I love this credits theme so much, it's a remix of the intro stage, which is cool enough as it is. But they made it sound more somber, I guess. And it just sounds amazing because of it. In fact, for this game's credits theme and Zero 4's credits themes, I know for a fact, they actually have versions with lyrics. I'm not sure if they're official or not, but they are fantastic listens. But yes, that is the end of the game, folks. I want to thank Capcom so much for this game. So much. So many good times with it. I just wish the stage was better. Also, I gotta admit, I don't like the chain rod. At all. Then again, the good rod isn't until the next game. No, normally... What the...
It seems the Dark Elf has been awakened. The time has come for you to take action, Omega.
Ooh, foreshadowing! And we got hard mode like in the first game. But with the game beaten, I'm going to end things off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys next Let's Play. See you guys then.